if you are living and if you are doing what you want to do at whatever pace at which you want to do, your quality of life, first and foremost, has to be measured by you, not by other people describing what you do. So there are two aspects to our life. One is the experience that we have, and the other is the story that we have about our life. And the story of our life is partly told by us and partly told by others about us. And too many people get caught up in the story of what other people would say about them, and they get trapped in that. Um, one of the things in my life is that I never really concerned myself too much about what other people were talking about me. I just did what I wanted to do whenever I wanted to do it, and I did so. I that allowed me to explore things that were not very popular. For example, in India, where everything is measured by, okay, how successful, how did you make money, and all that. I gave up a medical career to go into basic research at a time when people were saying, what the hell are you? Just became a doctor, you should be going out there and making money. And instead, you are going and playing around with test tubes. Why are you doing that? And they were not able to see what I could see at that time was that my my target was not here. It was way out in the horizon. And that target, I needed to acquire the research skills because I had a target of doing something far bigger than just making money in the local clinic. And and since at that stage of my life, I could not talk to people about my target, I kept that target private. So I just said, I want to do research, and suffered through the negative discussions that were happening in my circle about how Ravi is wasting his life away. And that's okay. I just ignored that. It was not easy. There was a lot of conversation about it. So what I did was I moved myself away from that conversation. I isolated myself. I stopped going to those places. I stopped attending family gatherings because the family gatherings would be all about, oh, what was your income this year, or what was your this one, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to, you know, um, there were other members of my family who were making a lot of money and uh, were going around in trips to the world around, and I was not able to do that. I was going around in a small motorbike at that time, um, and but I had a clear idea of what I wanted to do, and I just went and did that. The other thing about uh, when you talk about living the dream and passion, I I was passionate about my desire to understand why life works, what life works, why does it work, how does it work, how can we make it work when it is not working. That was always my passion. Even as a small child, I was interested in all the frogs and the little fish and so on and so forth. So it was always about life and what makes life work. And I took that passion, but along the way, I discovered I had a gift. And the gift was, see, all this knowledge has no value if you cannot make a difference in somebody's life. And I was lucky that very early on, when I was about 15, I found that I had a gift. And that was when I could be a space where people who came in my space, they felt safe. I could make them feel safe. Whatever doubts and fears they had, I could make that fear become less. And I did not say any words. I could be in a way that allowed them to calm down, and the storm that was going on in their head would be less intense. So I combined this passion about how does life work into biology and the management of disease, as well as how do you enable people to live with confidence and fearlessly. So when I started putting these two together, my talent towards life and understanding life with my gift of removing fear and doubt, these two became very powerful. And so that was my true calling, the what you call my why. My why for doing my passion was to enable empowerment to happen to the people who came to me. And that allowed me to build my clinic and become a top doctor and so on and so forth. But it is all about just this one gift, and the application of all my talents, my skills towards this one gift. Uh, and in this process, I live the dream being able to manifest who I am, the gift I have, in the passion of my life.